Is Hope Logan finally stepping out of the shadows? Or is she about to burn every single bridge she's ever built in a desperate play for power? Seriously, just stop and think about that for a second. Could this be the exact moment the good girl of Los Angeles finally breaks bad? It feels like we have been waiting for this for years, right? Today, we are diving deep into a total game changer at Forrester Creations that is leaving every single fan absolutely stunned. We are talking about a move so bold and so risky that it might just redefine the whole Logan legacy forever. For the longest time, we have watched Hope Logan Spencer play by every single rule. She was always the one striving for hope for the future, to mean something more than just pretty fabric and expensive thread. She wanted it to be about ethics and a better world. But you know what they say about the road to hell being paved with good intentions? Well, the latest spoilers suggest that Hope's moral compass has finally shattered into a million pieces. She isn't just leaving the building this time. She isn't just turning in her badge and walking away. According to the latest reports, she is walking out with the crown jewels of Forrester Creations, their top-secret, high-profit couture designs. This isn't just a career change, guys. This is a total declaration of war. Now you have to ask yourself, why now? Why would someone like Hope, who has built her entire brand on being the most ethical person in the room, suddenly pivot to corporate espionage? The answer is hidden in that toxic environment that has been brewing at the Forrester office for months. It's pretty clear that Hope has reached a breaking point. I think the psychological weight of being undervalued finally outweighed her moral objections to stealing. She spent weeks, literally weeks, begging Steffy Forrester for even a tiny crumb of respect. But what did she get? She got vague stalling and a cold shoulder every single time. In my opinion, this isn't just a business move. It is a raw, emotional reaction to a long period of professional gaslighting. If you were in her shoes, how much could you take? When we look at Hope's internal state, it's obvious she feels completely invisible. She tried to walk those halls with her head held high. She really wanted her talent to be enough. But Steffy's refusal to give a firm relaunch date for her line was a power move meant to make Hope feel obsolete. From a psychological perspective, when your identity is tied to your work, attacking that work is like attacking your soul. Hope isn't just fighting for a fashion line anymore. She is fighting for her right to actually exist in this industry. This feeling of being totally overlooked was made so much worse by what she sees as the ultimate betrayal. I'm talking about her own mother, Brooke Logan. Seeing Brooke side with Ridge and Steffy over her own daughter's future was like a knife to the heart. Brooke decided to take Ridge's consolation prize, instead of fighting for that COSIO chair. That was the final straw for Hope. She sees her mother being played like a fiddle by Ridge, and it triggered a survival instinct we've almost never seen in her. She finally realized that if her own mother won't put her first, she has to be her own champion. The decision to steal those couture designs is where things get really dark and interesting. These aren't just random sketches. These represent the luxury collection that is currently the lifeblood of Forrester's profits. By taking these, Hope is aiming right for the jugular. She wants to do more than just quit. She wants to destroy the confidence Steffy has in her own leadership. It's a classic case of an eye for an eye. Steffy took Hope's future, so Hope is taking Steffy's money. Do you think she's going too far? Or is this just what happens when a good person gets pushed to the edge? I find this shift in Hope's character absolutely fascinating. For decades, the Logans have been called interlopers in the Forrester dynasty. By stealing these designs, Hope is finally leaning into that villain persona everyone already gave her. She is done trying to prove she belongs. Now she is just taking what she thinks she's earned after years of hard work. You could argue that she sees this as reclaiming her stolen time. But the legal and ethical fallout is going to be massive. Bringing those stolen designs to Logan isn't just about a new job. It's about shifting the whole balance of power in the Los Angeles fashion world. Katie Logan and Bill Spencer aren't just offering her a cubicle. They are offering her an open checkbook and total creative control. That is exactly what a suppressed ego needs to hear. Katie has spent her whole life in Brooke's shadow, so she sees herself in Hope. She's using that shared trauma to lure Hope into the fold. Bill Spencer's involvement makes this even more dangerous. Bill doesn't care about family loyalty. He cares about winning. If he can use stolen designs to crush a rival, he will do it in a heartbeat. This creates a really scary alliance between Hope's desperation and Bill's ruthlessness. It's a the enemy of my enemy is my friend situation that could blow up at any second. We also have to talk about Liam Spencer. He's been the one whispering in her ear for weeks, hasn't he? He keeps telling her she's unappreciated and deserves more. While he says he's just supporting her, his constant pushing is actually isolating her from the Forresters. He's validating her darkest impulses. Instead of telling her to be the bigger person, he's basically handing her the pen to sign the contract and walk away. Psychologically, Liam might be projecting his own issues onto her. By getting her to leave, he's making her more dependent on him and the Logan circle. It's a very subtle form of control disguised as love. He wants her to realize her worth, but only if that happens outside of Steffy's world. It's such a mess, right? Not everyone in the family is happy about this, though. Donna Logan is actually the voice of reason here, and she is terrified. She sees this for what it really is. A bomb dropped right in the middle of their family. Donna knows that if Hope joins Logan and uses Forrester's designs to compete, the peace Brooke and Rich fought for will be gone in a second. Donna is literally begging Katie not to ruin the family. She knows that in this world, business and family are the same thing. By hiring Hope, Katie is betraying her own sister's husband. If Hope thinks she can just walk away and start fresh, she is seriously underestimating Steffy. Steffy isn't just an executive. She's a predator when she needs to be. Spoilers suggest Steffy has a million ways to sabotage this. A lawsuit is basically a guarantee. If Hope even tries to use a name that sounds like Hope for the future, Steffy will bury her in legal fees for years. But it's more than just courtrooms. Steffy could use the media to trash Hope's reputation. She could make sure everyone knows Hope is a thief. This would make it impossible for the new Logan line to ever get off the ground. Steffy might even restart Hope's old line with a different designer just to be petty. Can you imagine the pain of seeing your life's work being done by someone else while you're banned from even using your own name? This move is also going to kill the bridge marriage. Brooke is already feeling the ick, because Ridge won't give her power. When Hope officially leaves, Brooke is going to blame Ridge for everything. She'll see his lack of support as the reason her daughter went rogue. Ridge is going to see Hope's actions as a massive betrayal of his family legacy. He's been trying to play both sides for too long, and Hope just forced his hand. One of the weirdest parts of this deal is Deke Sharp. Hope specifically asked for her brother to be part of the team. This adds a whole other layer of family drama. Is she doing this because she loves him, or is she building an army to take down the Forresters? Deke's presence is going to drive the Forresters crazy. It's a sign that the Logans are building their own rival dynasty. If Deke is actually talented, he could be their secret weapon. But he also brings a lot of baggage that Steffy can use against them. I predict that this honeymoon phase at Logan is going to be very short. The open checkbook sounds great, but the reality of a legal war is going to be a total nightmare. Hope is going to spend all her time with lawyers instead of fabrics. The stress is going to ruin her relationship with Liam, who might realize he pushed her too far. And let's be real, the truth about the stolen designs is a ticking time bomb. When it comes out, Hope's moral reputation is gone forever. She'll have to decide if she's okay being the villain. We might be watching the birth of a much more ruthless Hope Logan. Do you think she can handle the heat? Or is she way out of her league? You really have to look at the ethics here. Was Hope right to do this? In the world of the show, the Forresters have always held all the power. They decide who succeeds and who fails. Hope was part of that, but she was never an equal. In her head, those designs are like her severance pay. She gave years of her life to that company. When they refused to give her a future, she felt she had the right to take a piece of the present. I don't agree with stealing, but I get the desperation. She was backed into a corner by people she called family. She fought her way out the only way she could. This whole story is a perfect example of how envy and betrayal can change a person. Hope's move to Logan isn't just about clothes. It's about a woman finally demanding her worth, even if she has to burn the whole house down to get it. The consequences of this are going to be felt for a long, long time. We are looking at a total reset of the show's dynamics. Will the Logan name finally stand on its own? Or will they always be defined by their fight with the Forresters? That is the big question. Hope is trying to prove a Logan can be a mogul without a Forrester husband or contract. It's a huge gamble. Think about the pressure Hope has been under for years. She's always had to be the perfect daughter, the perfect wife, and the perfect designer. But being perfect didn't get her what she wanted, did it? It just got her ignored. When you're constantly told to be patient while someone else holds the keys to your dreams, eventually you're going to want to break the door down. That's what we're seeing here. It's a psychological break. She's tired of being the one who always takes the high road while everyone else takes whatever they want. Steffy takes the CEO chair, Brooke takes Ridge, and Hope is left with nothing but promises of a relaunch that might never happen. Is it any wonder she decided to grab what she could and run? But the funny thing about revenge is that it usually costs you more than you expected to pay. By stealing those designs, she's giving Steffy the perfect excuse to destroy her. If she had just quit and started over honestly, she'd have the moral high ground. Now, she's just a thief in a high-end suit. And what about Bill Spencer's role in all this? Bill isn't doing this out of the goodness of his heart. He sees a chance to hurt the Forresters and he's taking it. He's using Hope as a weapon. And Katie? She's so hungry to prove she can run a fashion empire that she's willing to overlook where those designs actually came from. It's a very messy situation. Have you ever been so desperate to win that you ignored the warning signs right in front of you? That's the entire Logan family right now. They think they're building a future, but they're really just building a target on their backs. And Donna, poor Donna, is the only one who sees it. She's caught in the crosshairs of this feud and she knows it's going to end in tears. She knows that once you cross that line into corporate theft, there's no going back. You can't just say sorry and go back to family dinners at the mansion. I'm also really curious about how this affects the younger generation. RJ and Will are already having their own issues, and this move by Hope is only going to make the divide between the families deeper. It's like history repeating itself over and over again. The Forresters and the Logans just can't seem to find a way to coexist without trying to destroy each other. And now Hope, the one person who was supposed to be different, is leading the charge into battle. It's tragic in a way. She was the hope for the future. But now she's just another soldier in a never-ending war. What do you think her first collection at Logan is going to look like? Will it be inspired by her new freedom, or will it be tainted by the guilt of how she got it? I think we're going to see a very different aesthetic from her. Something sharper, darker, and more aggressive. No more ethereal looks, she's going for power now. The drama between Brooke and Ridge is also going to be peak soap opera. Brooke is going to have to choose between her husband and her daughter. That's a classic dilemma, but this time it feels more permanent. Ridge isn't going to forgive Hope for stealing from his company. He takes Forrester Creations very personally. To him, those designs are Eric's legacy. By taking them, Hope has insulted his father and his heritage. Brooke, on the other hand, is always going to defend her children, even when they're wrong. She'll find a way to justify Hope's actions. She'll say Hope was driven to it by Steffy's cruelty. This disagreement is going to create a rift that even their destiny might not be able to fix. Are you Team Brooke or Team Ridge on this one? It's a tough call because they both have valid points, but they're both being so stubborn. Let's look at the Logan company itself. Can it really compete with Forrester? Forrester has decades of history, global brand recognition, and the best seamstresses in the world. Logan has Bill's money and Hope's talent, but is that enough? Starting a fashion house from scratch is incredibly hard. And when your first collection is based on stolen work, you're already starting at a disadvantage. If any of those designs are recognized by the fashion press, the scandal will be enormous. Hope's reputation would be ruined before she even has a chance to show her work. Feels like such a reckless move. But maybe that's the point. Maybe Hope is so done with being careful that she doesn't care if she crashes and burns, as long as she takes Steffy down with her. It's a scorched earth policy. And we can't forget about the contract chaos mentioned in the spoilers. Hope is likely still under some kind of non-compete clause at Forrester. Steffy is going to use that to block her from working anywhere else. This means Hope might be legally barred from designing for Logan for a year or more. If she tries to ignore that, the lawsuits will be even worse. It's like a chess match, and Steffy is already several moves ahead. Hope thinks she's being clever by stealing the designs, but she might have just walked right into a trap. Did Steffy leave those designs where Hope could find them? Was it a test? That would be a classic Steffy move. Give Hope enough rope to hang herself. What do you think? Was Hope set up? Or did she just get lucky? This whole situation makes me think about the nature of loyalty. Hope was loyal to Forrester for years, but she felt that loyalty wasn't returned. Now she's shifting her loyalty to the Logans. But is that loyalty real, or is it just convenient? Bill and Katie are using her just as much as the Forresters did. They want her talent to make them successful. At the end of the day, Hope is still just a piece on someone else's board. The only way she can truly be free is if she starts her own company without anyone else's help. But she doesn't have the resources for that. She's always going to be dependent on someone with a bigger bank account. That's the reality of the fashion world. It's not just about talent, it's about power. And right now, Hope is trying to grab power the only way she knows how, by taking it. I also want to touch on the emotional impact this has on Brooke. Imagine watching your daughter turn into a person you don't recognize. Brooke has always been proud of Hope's goodness. Now she has to watch her daughter become a corporate thief. It has to be devastating. And the fact that Brooke feels partly responsible because she didn't fight harder for Hope? That guilt is going to eat her alive. It's going to make her more desperate to fix things, which will probably just make them worse. Brooke's attempts to mediate between Hope and Steffy are going to fail miserably, because neither woman wants peace. They want victory. And in a war like this, there are no winners, only survivors. So where do we go from here? The next few weeks are going to be explosive. We're going to see the official launch of the Logan fashion line, and we're going to see Steffy's reaction. I'm expecting a lot of shouting, a lot of tears, and maybe even a few slaps. It's going to be classic B&B drama at its best. I think Hope is going to find out very quickly that being the bad girl is a lot harder than it looks. She's not used to the constant attacks and the legal pressure. She might start to regret her decision, but by then it will be too late. The bridge will be burned, and she'll be stuck on the other side. Do you think she'll ever go back to Forrester? Or is that chapter closed forever? I'm also keeping an eye on Liam. He's been so supportive of this move. But what happens when the reality of the situation hits home? What happens when their house is served with a multi-million-dollar lawsuit? Will he still be cheering her on, or will he start to pull away? Liam has a tendency to waffle when things get difficult. He likes being the hero, but he doesn't like being the villain's husband. If Hope's reputation takes a hit, he might decide he's better off somewhere else. It wouldn't be the first time he's changed his mind about a woman, right? Their marriage is definitely going to be tested in a way it never has been before. And what about the designs themselves? What makes them so special? They must be something truly revolutionary if Hope was willing to steal them. I'm dying to see what they actually look like. If they're just basic couture, then this whole drama seems a bit overblown. But if there's something that could change the industry, then the theft is a huge deal. It's all about the art, right? Or at least that's what Hope will tell herself. She'll say she saved the designs from being wasted at Forrester. It's a classic way of justifying a crime, pretending you're doing it for a higher purpose. But at the end of the day, it's still just theft. So what do you think? Is Hope making the biggest mistake of her life? Or is this the start of a brand new, more powerful Hope Logan? Don't forget to let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are you Team Logan or Team Forrester? Do you think Hope was right to steal the designs, or has she officially gone too far? We want to hear all your theories and predictions. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest B&B drama, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more soap opera analysis and spoilers coming your way, and you won't want to miss a single second of it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video as we continue to follow this explosive fashion war. Stay tuned because the drama is just getting started, and you know things are about to get even crazier in Los Angeles. See you next time.